total restructuring of the modern fishing industry. It formed the basis of the complete modernization of the Faroe Islands. The People's Party has formed coalition for 32 out of the last 38 years. At present, we are the second biggest party, 8 MPs. It's the same number as the biggest party, the Unionists, whose leader is our Løgmaður, our Prime Minister. The Faroe Islands have since November 2011 been run by a center-right coalition in which our People's Party, with our conservative values and liberal fiscal policies, is responsible for the Ministry of Economics and Finances, Social Services, and the Ministry of Fisheries. The fish industry, along with the fish farming industry, provides 95% of our export of goods. Our party leader, Mr. Jørgen Niclasen, asked me to bring his best greetings to this great gathering of political brothers and sisters. As you know, a few days ago, Icelandics elected a new government where Sjálvstæðisflokkurinn, the Independence Party, our sister party, and Framsóknarflokkurinn, another conservative party, won by landslide. Congratulations. I am too young to give advice, but I am going to tell you our story nonetheless. Fellow conservatives, you might ask yourself, what has the People Party achieved since 2011? What has the center-right coalition changed? The answer is simple. We have not only changed, but we have completely revolutionized Faroese politics. The Faroese people were strangled by the Scandinavian welfare system. Income taxes were above 50%. Marginal taxes were above 69%. If you had the courage and enthusiasm to work, you were severely punished by the government. People stopped working. They were discouraged, disgruntled. They were tired of socialism. That is why the People's Party had the best election in 2011. Within the first 3 months, we cut taxes by 15%. In a single 40% ban on incomes between 8,000 and 70,000 euros, thus mainly benefiting the middle 40% of all income earners. Taxing the top incomes with 2 bands of 45% and 50%. We cut taxes by 15% within the first 3 months. Within the first 3 months, we increased the tax-free deduction of bottom incomes from 4,000 euros to 8,000 euros. To make up for the treasury revenue shortfall, we did something quite drastic. We switched from taxing pensions from when they got paid out to taxing insurance premiums, thus maintaining total governmental revenue while getting the supply side effect. Last week, the coalition passed a new pensions bill, making it obligatory for all wage earners to pay 15% of all wages into a privately owned pension insurance into a financial institution of their own choice. When we came to power, we thought it would be vital to keep public expenditure steady at 2011 levels. And it looks as if that goal will be maintained in 2014. We intend to balance the budget in 2016. As a result of the public expenditure restraint, our budget deficit declined from 4.4% in 2010 to 3% in 2012, and further down to 2.1% in 2013. So we're on the right track. Last year, our Minister of Finance concluded 4-year contracts with all our public sector unions with very low wage increases. The value of exports of goods increased 10% in 2012 compared with 2011. Our unemployment continues to fall from 7.9% in 2010 to 4.7% today. In spite of the financial crisis, the Faroe Islands are still going strong. It is partially due to the restraint on public expenditure, but mainly due to our expanding fishery policy. Our government insists on a new division of the total allowable catch, the TAC, for mackerel and herring between the coastal countries, between the EU, Norway, Iceland, and the Faroe Islands. Our national waters are now the scientifically proven feeding area for millions of tons of mackerel and herring for several months of the year. And that should be taken into account when the TSCs are divided among our countries. Biologically certifiable marine resource reality has changed greatly since the coastal nations originally agreed upon quota allocation for the pelagic species such as mackerel and herring. Whatever we think of the causes of climate change, we should not deny it. The marine environment has changed. Let's accept that and act accordingly. If Norway and the EU think that herring and mackerel are overfished, then we, the Faroes, appeal to change quota allocation with an eye on this reality. Because our reality is this: Faroese waters are the feeding grounds for millions of tons of pelagic species, millions of tons. That's why we claim our share. That is our responsibility, our right, not the EU's. The principle of our social policy has been to stick to the 2011 level of expenditures. We have free schools, free healthcare, and we have among the best social services in the world. If we combine these services, 85% of our budget is spent on social services. 85%. We are, however, trying to change that. We have abolished the means testing of welfare payments, which has saved us sizable amount of money, making some of it available for the care of elderly people where the pressure is growing. All our unemployment payments come from an insurance fund owned and run by both parties of the labor market. Later this year, we shall implement a compulsory universal individual pension savings scheme with all citizens saving up to 15% of all earned incomes for pension purposes. This will cover most pension payments after 2040, when the age pyramid may tip over from a majority of wage earners to the dependents and pensioners. That is our story. On the behalf of the People's Party, I hereby thank the organizers and participants of this fine conservative European conference. I want to end this speech with a statement. History has yet again proved that Canadians' policies have failed to bring back renewed prosperity in this world. Fellow Conservatives, thank you.